Hey everyone, so today we are here to discuss the recently announced ECFMG's pathways. And as you may know, Step 2 CS has been suspended for the next 12 to 18 months. And in response to that, ECFMG has provided pathways that will allow qualified IMGs who have not passed Step 2 CS to meet the requirements of certification for this upcoming match season 2021. Now, of course, the information we have is very fluid based on our team's analysis of whatever has been posted on the ECFMG website. So, any questions, concerns, you can put in the video below. We will obviously keep updating our website and we'll have more videos on our YouTube channel. So, subscribe to this and look up our website for the latest on the upcoming match season 2021. Now let's get back to the pathways. So these pathways are directed only towards the IMGs who intend to enter the next year's or 2021 match, and you should have completed step 1 and CK. According to ECFMG, not more than 2 or more attempts in each of the exams. This pathway does not apply to applicants, of course, who've passed step 2 CS and or they are already certified, so you are good to go anyway. It is mandatory to attain a satisfactory score on an English proficiency assessment to be eligible for any of the pathways that we will discuss. So the details regarding which English language proficiency course will be taken up has not been disclosed, and it will be announced very soon, and obviously with what score criteria. Now this certificate is provisional. The provisional certification means that you should be participating in the upcoming match, number 1. Number 2, you should be able to start an accredited GME program / residency next year, that is July 2021. And number 3, you should have completed the first year of that training. After you do all these 3, after you meet all these criteria, you will not have to take the CS again, and then the certificate will no longer be subject to expiration. So let's quickly go over what these pathways are. So there are 5 pathways. Pathway number 1, which is of interest to most of the IMGs, especially from the Indian subcontinent. It says that you should already be licensed to practice medicine in another country, full unrestricted license on or any time after January 1st, 2015, and the license need not be currently valid. Obviously, we are hoping ECFMG will provide more clarifications and specific instructions, and in this video later I will have the most frequently asked questions that our team has been getting, so that will help you clarify some of these questions as well. So pathway 2, you should have already passed a standardized clinical skills exam for medical licensure, UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand or Ireland. Okay, so that's pathway 2 for these specific country. Pathway 3 is where many of the Caribbean colleges will fall, and it says your medical school accreditation by an agency. That agency must be recognized by the World Federation for Medical Education, or WFME. Okay, so remember, all medical schools are typically accredited by an agency, but in this case that agency needs to be recognized by WFME, and most Caribbean colleges may fall under this pathway number 3, or the next one, which is 4. And you need to obtain an authorized letter on an ECFMG form that can attest to your clinical skills. Like I said, if you have graduated from a school in India or most likely even Pakistan, this will not apply to you at this point. Pathway 4, medical school should be participating in US federal student loan program. Again, not really applicable to many of the IMG students, and a few Caribbean schools may qualify, so you got to check. Finally, pathway 5, medical school is issuing a degree jointly with a US medical school and not applicable to almost any of the IMGs unless you've graduated very selectively from these schools in Singapore and Qatar. And again, the details are, I will have the link below on the ECFMG website and on the WFME website. So links to all these websites I'll have in the video below. So now let's get to some of the frequently posted questions that we have received from our own USMLE Sarthi students, as well as on our Facebook page, on Instagram and WhatsApp. So first question, considering that an English proficiency test is required, should I book a TOEFL date? Now remember, as of today, June 18th, ECFMG has not released what these exams will be. It's premature at this moment to book a date. And there are several English proficiency exams like OET, TOEFL, IELTS. Either of them or some of them may be chosen. We don't know at this moment which one. Question 2. Do you know if Indian MBBS is considered eligible for Pathway 1 or there is a separate licensing exam needed? So specifically coming to India, if you've graduated from an Indian school, during the 12-month of internship, you are provided a provisional certificate, and after you complete your internship, you receive an unrestricted license. And as far as we know, you don't have to take any additional exam as long as you have that unrestricted license from Medical Council of India. Third question, will ECFMG blank out the CS results for those who've taken CS or pass, fail, pending, etc.? Now, this falls under the purview of USMLE, and USMLE transcripts contain your examination history. This will include all attempts, pass, fail, pending. So I guess they may not blank it out. Another question we received, 2019 or I think 2018 graduate from Europe. Am I eligible for Pathway 1 if my medical school is not accredited by an agency recognized by the WFME and obviously taken step 1 and CK? So as we said, if you hold a full unrestricted license to practice in your country, in your home country, and you're planning to apply for the 2021 math season, you are eligible for Pathway 1. If you meet whatever English proficiency requirements ECFMG sets forth. Next question, do we have to renew our ECFMG certificate because of all this? If you're already ECFMG certified, you don't have to renew it. It currently does not have any expiry date. We are getting this next question very frequently, and this is something like, we have passed spoken English proficiency or SEP component of CS, but failed one of the other two. So do you still need to take an English proficiency test? And the answer is yes, according to the current guidelines mentioned. Next question, if you are applying to the 2022 or 2023 season, will this new ECFMG certification pathway apply? So as far as ECFMG is clarified, as of right now, no. Everything should go back to normal or quote unquote how it was after the completion of the 2021 cycle, which is the upcoming cycle. So as of now, this is only applicable to the upcoming cycle. So next question is about the provisional license which you may get after your diploma. Are you eligible for Pathway 1? Again, whatever ECFMG has posted on the website, that said, provisional licenses do not mean that you possess an unrestricted license. So in that case, if you have a provisional license, you will not qualify for Pathway 1. But of course, ECFMG may post more updates and we'll keep you posted on that. Next question, if you have license to work in your home country, say in 2012 or 2013, can you apply through the first pathway? So from what we understand, the language states that you should have held the license. So as long as the license is current as of January 1st, 2015, you should be eligible. Next question. I've not taken CS and my school is already recognized by WFME agency. What do I need to do? So first, of course, your graduation must be on or after January 1st, 2018. The authorized school official must attest for your clinical skills, and whatever exam ECFMG sets up as the English language proficiency, you must clear that exam. Then you will qualify for that provisional certificate. Next question, what if I have cleared PLAB 2, which is the UK, and you currently hold the GMC registration? Are you eligible? So, obviously, if you have cleared PLAB, you have either completed IELTS, academic, or OET. And if ECFMG determines that one of these exams or both are acceptable as the language proficiency exam, you will qualify for certificate. If they come up with another exam, then we'll have to wait and see. Now, next question. If the school's graduate are eligible for ECFMG certification based on the World Directory of Medical Schools website, does that mean you can apply for Pathway 3? So, to clarify, the applicant's medical school must be currently accredited by an agency recognized by WFME. Okay, so medical schools that show up on the World Directory of Medical School website does not necessarily mean that you qualify for Pathway 3. So you got to check with your school about its accreditation status and then check the WFME website, and we'll have the link below. If the agency recognized by WFME has accredited your medical school. So it's a bit convoluted, but you got to thank ECFMG for all this. So for example, medical schools in India show up on the World Directory of Medical School list, but there is no agency recognized by WFME that accredits medical schools in India. And similarly, graduates from, I guess, Philippines, Pakistan, etc. will have to choose Pathway 1. Then the question, what do these new ECFMG rules mean for a person planning for a 2022 match? So starting your residency in July of 2022. So as of right now, ECFMG has stated that it will return to its previous state after the match cycle 2021 has been completed. So if COVID situation improves and assuming everything goes back to normal, this is only valid for this year. So hopefully this answered a lot of questions you had, and it clarified some situation for those of you who may fall in this category, have not taken CS or not cleared CS. Like I said, ECFMG will clarify further and will have more videos if needed. All the best for the upcoming match, and hopefully we were able to declutter some of your concerns. Good luck.